not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey guys, so I'm here to make an ancestry video to basically let you guys know how my experience was with ancestry. So I am a very private person. I don't put my business out there. So by me putting my business out there, obviously I'll get to that. But so basically, let's talk about how it is in the beginning when you first get the test. So your test comes. You order it online, it ships to you. When they ship it to you, you spit in the tube up into the line. You close the top and you put a solution in there, and then you zip it up, you seal it up in a bag, and then it already comes with a prepaid shipping label and everything. So you just put it back in the bag and drop it off in your nearest box. So the process literally took about it took a week to get to them. Honestly, it took a week to get to them. I thought my DNA was lost, and that is scary. Even shipping her DNA is a little scary, but I don't want to scare you guys. I was just a little scared. So I shipped the DNA. They finally got it a week later. After they received it a week later, I received a confirmation letting me know that they had my DNA. So I was excited, like, yeah, you guys have my DNA. So I was like, a little nervous again, but I was excited, like, okay, they have my DNA. So they processed, the next week it said it was processing. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then the whole process literally took maybe two and a half weeks. I actually could have got my results back faster. I was just procrastinating on turning it in. But my story is crazy, so let's get into that. Okay, so what made me want to get an ancestry DNA test? I overheard my boyfriend's brother saying that he had got an ancestry DNA test. So I took it upon myself to order me one. It just sounds so exciting. Okay, like, what am I mixed with, and da. So I was trying to fill out my ancestry DNA tree before I could add my father information in there. So I was calling around asking different people like information and things like that. So mind you guys, I asked my mom, and I love her to death, but I asked her like on numerous occasions, we're gonna say Father A and Father B. Father A was the alleged father, and then Father B is the biological father. So I asked my mom, was Father A my father all this time? And Father A wasn't a part of my life. He was a part of my life when I was up until I was in like the 3rd or 4th grade. He moved out into a different city that was far away. So he wasn't a part of my life. So I didn't have a father. So I was asking her, was this my father? And she constantly told me that it was. So I was just talking to other family members. I was asking different questions and things like that. And it definitely came out that wasn't my father. So I text my mom, and I may put a little of our messages on here, not too much because it's personal, it's private. But she basically was still saying that that's my dad. And I was texting her, trying to give her that space, because I feel like with parents, sometimes they're embarrassed or feel some type of way. But I wanted her to know that I don't care, because I never had a father. I just want to know. So she told me like, yeah, that is your father. And I basically was like, I know that's not my father. So I told her, I'm gonna be mad at you if you don't tell me who my real father is when I gave you all this time and my ancestry results are processing. That's a secret tip, guys. If you guys know, if y'all in my situation and y'all feel like y'all parents are lying about who your biological father or anything is, let them know that you have an ancestry DNA kit that's processing, and it will come out. It will come out. I don't want to start nothing with nobody's family or anything like that, but I had to let her know that I was going to find out regardless, because the way technology is advancing, you can find out anything. Okay. So she admitted she finally, when I told her like my results are coming out, she finally admitted. Like, she said, okay, this was happening in the past, and I was so in love with Father A, so I told Father B that you weren't his child. And I was told that Father B, which is my biological father, had known that I was his child. That he had told my mom, like, you know that that's my child. And my mom was like, no, it's not. This is Father's A child. And my whole family, when I called them, they're like, yeah, I know that's your, I know that was your dad. You didn't know that? I'm mind blown. So all of y'all knew that this is my dad, and I didn't. Mind you guys, I never heard this name. Of course I heard the name before, but I never heard this name before ever being brought up as my dad. I never even heard it was potentially someone else that could be my father. So when I heard the name, I'm like, okay. So she only had a first name to give me. So I'm like, you gave me a name that's so common with just a first name. What can I do with it? So I'm like, okay, I have his name. Do you have his birthday, maybe a family member, a friend, a Facebook? She didn't have anything. She haven't seen him on Facebook. She don't know any mutual friends, anything. So you guys know I was so anxious for the results to come back. I was like anxious, so anxious. And so I'm just stressing, like, oh man, I should have turned in the results sooner, because I would have known probably today who my dad is. So I actually signed up for a Facebook group chat, and it's called Search Squad on Facebook, and they basically help you find out who, they actually go through your ancestry and connect your tree and help you figure out who your father, or if you're looking for like an aunt or a sibling, things like that. They help you with that. So I had already prepared my script that I was going to put in there and how it was going to go when I found out who my dad was. But I was up for a surprise when my results came back. But I'm going to save that for part 2, because this is already 7 minutes. And I hope you guys watch the next video.